What about, we're in Texas now. What about guns?
Well, that's the best martial art.
No, but would you, in this crazy time, should people carry guns?
It's not a bad idea to have a gun, because if you need a gun, you have a gun. And if you don't need a gun, if you're a person with self-control, you're not going to use it. You're not going to just randomly use it, but you have something to protect you. This is the whole idea of the Second Amendment. The whole idea of the Second Amendment gets distorted by mass shootings or by terrible people who murder people and do terrible things. But it's that all those things are real, but they don't take away from the fundamental efficacy of having a firearm and defending your family or defending your life. And there are real live situations where people have had firearms and it's protected them or their loved ones, or they've stopped shooters. There's many of these stories, but people don't like those stories because then it tends to lead to this gun culture argument, this pro-gun culture argument that people find very uncomfortable. It's human beings are messy. And we're messy in so many different ways, right? We're messy emotionally, we're messy physically, but we're also messy in what's good or bad. We want things to be binary. We want things to be right or wrong, 1 or 0, and they're not. But there is crime in the world, and there is violence in the world, and you're better off knowing how to fight, and you're better off knowing how to defend yourself, and you're better off having a gun.
I mean, I generally think that guns, I do like the idea that guns, Second Amendment helps protect the First Amendment. There's a kind of sense that puts me at ease knowing that so many people in this country have guns. That Alex Jones, I just listened to one episode of InfoWars for the first time. Boy, he reminds me, like when I drank some tequila, I felt like I'm going to some dark places today. That's how I feel like listening to him. But he talks about like that he worries about martial law. So basically government overreach which happened throughout history. Like there's something to worry about there, but it puts me at ease knowing that so much of the population has guns that government would think twice before instituting martial law in cities. But I actually was asking almost like on the individual level. I maybe shouldn't say this, but I don't yet own a gun. And I felt that if I carry a gun, statistically, just for me as a human, knowing my psychology, I feel like I'm more likely to die. Like, I feel like I would put myself in situations that I shouldn't. Like, the way I will see the world will change. Because
Really?
My natural feeling is, like, when I was in Philly, and I knew late at night, in West Philly, when some guy looks at you, you can immediately calculate that this is a dangerous human being. It starts with a monkey look at first. Like, I'm a bigger monkey than you. And that's where I found, like, for example, I'll do the beta thing of just looking down and turning away and just getting out of trouble, like, very politely. And basically that kind of approach, because if you have, in terms of getting out of serious violent situations, like serious something where you could die, versus if I had a gun, I feel like I would want to be that would be that cowboy monkey thing where I would want to put myself in situations where I'm a little bit of a savior, even of myself, and almost create danger which like the escalation of which I can no longer control.
Well, you're talking about taking a gun somewhere versus having a gun in your home.
Yes. I mean, carry on me.
That's a different situation and much harder to get a warrant for or a license for that. Concealed carry licenses, especially in Massachusetts, they don't come easy.
Well, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But you're saying gun in the home.
Yeah, a gun in the home. Having a gun, knowing how to use a gun. Like, I know how to use a gun. I've trained, many hours learning how to shoot a gun at tactical places. There's a bunch of videos of me doing it on Instagram. Awesome. I practice, and I think it's good to understand how to be accurate.